couldn't be more thrilled to introduce you all now to Dr. Fumi Hancock.
Thank you so much, Noah. I first want to do this. I want to say thank you to Johnson & Johnson for their just this opportunity to be able to be a part of this project. I want to also say thank you to Center for Creative Leadership, Nurse Approved, and Noah Handler, my mentor. Thank you so much for the fearless visionaries that are here. I want to thank you, friends, families, my cohorts, and just everybody that I've reached out to and will be here today. So thank you so much. Who am I? I am a psychiatric nurse practitioner. I've had my experiences for over 30 years, combined with social services and, of course, with nurses. I regard myself as a wounded healer. For those of you who have seen me or over the internet, you know I call myself a compassionate nurse practitioner and, of course, a wounded healer. Why am I a wounded healer? It's because I've experienced trauma in my life. Those who are committed to my books, we know a little bit about the trauma. I have dedicated my life because of that, my nursing career, to helping traumatized people recover and, of course, thrive. And this is why I actually say that I am uniquely qualified and committed to help nurses heal themselves and, of course, better care for others. So, what's my backdrop story? My backdrop story immigrated almost 40 years into to America, got divorced and became homeless with, and left becoming a single mother, raising two boys of my own, 2 and 4. And happy to tell you that they are both over 30 years old now and thriving too. And of course, I attempted suicide because I had lost everything that I thought was dear to me. And then found myself while working in a deep freezer. Now, there is a story behind that deep freezer. So it's not something we're going to talk about today, but for those who are interested, of course, you can always find it on the internet. So my personal experience with trauma and mental illness led me to just become the nurse that I am today. There are two hats that I wear. One is that of writing and caring. And nursing helps me to merge the two together. And because of that, I've resolved to becoming both a writer and, of course, other people call me sentimental nurse. Well, what's my mission? I nurse, I write, I advocate, and, of course, give back. And in the area of nursing, I relocated from Tennessee right at the cusp of the pandemic, and when we were starting this project, and relocated to Arizona, own several clinics right now, mental health, community health, mental health clinics right now, where we do take care of patients that have mental illness. I, of course, have written over 26 books now. My 27th book just came out 2 weeks ago. It's currently the #1 hot new release on Amazon. And I've had at least over 19 bestsellers in over 8 categories now. How do I advocate? Of course, last year, part of the things that I did to prepare me for this capstone was I decided that last year would be the year where I would reach out to media outlets. And boy, it was tough, but it was doable. And so many of you would have found me on several places like ABC, NBC, CBS, and a couple of others like that. I also advocate internationally, mainly in Nigeria and other parts of Africa, where we talk about policy changes. Giving back, I always believe that whatever you do, you need to find a way of giving back. And so for me, for over 25 years, I've given back through educational fellowships and, of course, purchase of hospital equipment to Nigeria and other parts of Africa. What are we're talking about today is about healing through narrative. This is what my capstone is about. And what I specialize in, which is something that I've done for over 15 years now, is helping people who are traumatized use their life story, move them from trauma to recovery. And an example of that is Ramona Phillips, my fearless visionaries who are here right now, yes. And Ramona Phillips is one of those whose story has really touched my life. And so I'd like to share that. I'd like you guys to just hear her with our own words. But I also say that as you do this, just listen to what she has to say. And perhaps what she's saying might resonate with you, and you begin to think about how you can use your own life story too to bring healing.
Princess, the video is muted. The video that's playing, no one can hear it. So I want to make sure we can troubleshoot that.
I can hear it now.
Oh, actually, people are saying that they are able to hear it.
So for those of you who might not have had the opportunity to hear that video, I would really urge you to go to my YouTube to find that video on the Fearless Visionaries. Tear the veil. What is the problem that I am solving today? We know that because of the pandemic, a lot of people are going through trauma right now. But my focus is mainly on the nurses today. In my clinical practice alone, I've seen just a surge of nurses, nurse practitioners, nurses that have literally come into my practice for help. I wrote several op-eds, which had to do in 2020. I talked about 2020 being regarded as the year of the nurses, but we never got to really celebrate it because of the pandemic. And of course, 2021 was the year where nurses they were literally being burned out. And I actually talked in one of my op-eds that 2022, if care is not taken, this will be the year where nurses exodus out of nursing. And so bottom line is, I hear people say, oh, nurses are our heroes. Thank you, nurses, for all these things. But here's the deal. We nurses do not want to be invisible heroes. We don't want to be anybody's selfless angels. We just want to be safe. We want to be able to do our jobs without feeling helpless, and of course, go home safe too. What's the solution? The solution is a self-care narrative therapy. Therapy in a box. Trauma Shield is a self-care mental wellness solution. What does it do? It uses the power of healing narratives to help traumatized nurses care for themselves. How do we present this? How do I present this? It's a bi-monthly subscription box, which is also going to be virtual too. What is going to be in this box? So I want you to imagine a virtual box. It's going to have a topic guidebook. It's going to have questions and answers. And of course, it's going to have access code for online rehabilitative story content and opportunity to have questions and answers. And of course, as I wrap this up, this is just a slide that shows you examples of the things that will be in that box. Of course, there's the mood journal and the book, and of course, some knickknacks in it. Next step, phase 1, commences in March. The initial cohort will be 60 nurses. You can self-nominate yourself, or it could be you could be nominated by peers, or if you're listening to me right now, you know a nurse, hey, you want to nominate that nurse. Of course, I also need $1,000 per nurse that will cover the production cost, the support, and of course the initial rollout. How do I do this? Kickstarter and sponsorship campaigns to raise about $60,000 in funding. See? And of course, when you click on this, this is going to take you to where you can nominate. So the first thing that I want you to do is not now, hold on to it, just hold on to that link. And of course, I need you to just sign up, subscribe to it, so that at the end of the day, I will be able to reach out to you and talk to you about the Kickstarter. Visit my website below to nominate and support the nurses. You nominate either a nurse or an advanced nurse practitioner. You also support. I need support from you as an individual or organization. And my website is My Healing Narratives. Any questions? I yield to Noah.
Thank you so much, Princess. I mean, your personal story and what you've been able to do from your perspective as a wounded healer, as you describe yourself, is really incredible and really remarkable. And it's been such a pleasure to get to know you through the course of the fellowship. There are lots of questions coming in, but we don't have so much time. And I wanted to make certain that you could address, what is unfortunately for our profession, unlike so many others, a constant topic, which is shortage and exodus. Like you said, 2020 might have been the year of the nurse, but 2021 was the year that nurses burned out, and 2022 now nurses are reportedly, like so many other healthcare workers, but even more so, leaving in droves. So, can you speak more towards your own experience as a provider of psychiatric care in Arizona, what you've seen from the nurses you've been caring for?
Wow, thank you for that question. Prior to me coming here, I would say probably maybe 1 to 2% of the people that I see was just nurses and nurse practitioners. But now, since the surge of the pandemic, it's literally it's gone up to like 30% of the people that I see, which is quite a lot. A lot of them tell me, well, because we take the time to always take care of other people, we never think about ourselves first. But now it's beginning to affect not just our family, but it's affecting the way we also take care of others. And now I'm seeing a huge surge. Many of them are frightened to even go back to the floor. Every time they hear about a mutation, there's a scare amongst our nurses and our nurse practitioners that, okay, oh my goodness, what are we into now? So this is what I'm seeing here. A lot of fear, a lot of insecurities. They just want to be safe.